Let's talk about one of the most anticipated sequels of the year, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the movie. It's crazy to think that a video game movie that's on its third iteration is still reinventing itself and is actually getting better with each subsequent sequel. And this is probably the best Sonic movie yet. While I don't think it's as zany and wacky as like the first two Sonic movies, I do think it's a lot of fun and it's a lot better written than the other ones. I mean, the pacing is still really quick, the action is sleek, the references are really deep and goes down into the lores of the video games franchise and the series as a whole, especially the Sonic video game. The character voice acting is spot on. Everybody does justice to their voices, especially Sonic and Knuckles. And then the new edition of Shadow is just really good, and Keanu Reeves' voicing is just totally peak. But my main man, the highlight of the film is always going to be Jim Carrey. He's such a joy to watch as Dr. Robotnik, and it's crazy to think that Sonic is the movie that is getting him to not retire from acting. The rest of the cast is fine as well. Like, I do like James Morrison as always, but his role is a lot smaller in this one. But having said that, I did really enjoy the family aspect that this movie really hits home with. It's like the different paths somebody can take with grief, and what kind of ultimately changes them from becoming evil is the community that they build upon around each other and the support systems that they have. And it's kind of surprising that it's coming from a Sonic movie. And yeah, it's really good messaging, but it's really not that deep when it comes to Sonic. There are things that just kind of whiz by, but there are so many moments that are hilarious. There's a particular dance sequence that is completely left field. There's just really cool sequences of like Sonic going supersonic. Shadow the Hedgehog is just a total bad A, and it's totally awesome to see him just tear the team apart, and he's just so good, and it's everything that you imagined from a Shadow the Hedgehog character. There are some plot points that they do bring up, and it doesn't really develop that much, especially with Dr. Robotnik and his doppelganger. It doesn't really ultimately go anywhere. It's just a weird way to kind of show a family dynamic that ultimately doesn't really pan out very well. But I really do like what they did with the main cast, and it's still a fun thrill ride. It sets itself up for another movie. The post-credit scene is probably some of the hypest you'll get from a Sonic movie. Overall, as a sequel, this movie delivers. It's better than the other two movies. I really enjoyed this Sonic one particularly. It had me laughing, I was clapping. There was just so many great moments throughout this movie. Again, this is not peak cinema, but it is peak video game movie. It's just a lot of fun. You're just going to be shoving popcorn in your face and just having a good time watching some really fun, lovable, entertaining characters.